The yen on a tear, the dollar's wobbling, and the freaking pound, well, it's holding like a royal guard. If you're wondering what's moving the Forex market today and where the next opportunity lies, you are in the right place. Let's break it down. Welcome back, everyone. It's Tom here from Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in insane markets. If you like what you see, please smash the like button, hit subscribe, and get ready. Let's start with dollar yen. All right, dollar yen last night slipped to a 7-month low against the dollar. Actually slipped to a 7-month low against the yen this morning, thanks to trade tensions and jitters and whispers of slowing growth in the U.S. The pair briefly bounced up to 143.08 after hitting a low of 141.61. So really, that's heavy resistance, at that 143 level right now. Traders are clearly nervous. The yen strength is the story here. Now, if we come on over to good old sterling dollar itself, all right, I have the crypto, actually US dollar dominance right here. That's kind of holding, because I want to get into that. I want to actually talk about something called the M2 money supply, right? So I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but really what we want to look at is sterling dollar itself. All right, sterling's holding strong right around the 132 level. Like we said, we had to hold this level yesterday. Remember I said it needs to hold 132? Well, look at what he did. Lo and behold, it held that 132, kind of spiked up a little bit, went to that 133 level, but hasn't been able to match that yet. However, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. Sterling dollar itself. I think that I may be getting ahead of myself, but really, what I think sterling dollar can do, I think sterling dollar can actually get up enough steam to rally to 134, 134, 134.30. All right, 134.30. I think it has the ability to do that. I think that it can muster up enough steam to get up to 134.30. This is massive resistance. Massive resistance. What I think will occur at that point is the marketplace is going to get really comfortable being long cable, but it's going to get smashed down from this point back down to the 130 level. Now that's just, me being conjecture, but I'm telling you there is massive resistance, and I'm telling you on 9:55 in the morning on April 17th, 2025. So that's the level that probably it's going to react off of very, very strongly. So anyway, now, why is the pound holding strong around the 132? Well, UK economic data has been surprisingly solid, steady. Inflation, it looks like it's cooling. Real wages climbing. I don't know. I mean, that's I don't see where they're seeing the green shoots there, but there's a positive sentiment right now around a potential UK and US trade deal. That's why cable's been, more one of the stable plays lately. Now, if we go into good old sterling yen, this one's my baby, all right? And I'm going to let me go back to this point right here. Okay, so sterling dollar for the day, it does need to hold this 132, the figure. If it dips below 132, the figure, we could probably see support right around 131.45-ish. Okay, now if it breaks that, it's opening up its way to 130.48. The only way it really shows any strength is gets through this top here, then it's got resistance at 133, where it can come back down and use this old top as a support point to then move back up off of and potentially take out that 133.5 level. Okay, so that's what we got going on in cable right now. Let me get rid of that arrow. Let me get rid of this guy. Clean up the chart a little bit. So if we come back to it, we won't have all those arrows on it. All right, so getting over to sterling yen. Sterling yen right now. We went down to that's the daily. Let's get to a 4-hour chart. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. All right, so sterling yen itself. Let me just move this over a little bit, make it a little bit nicer. Main resistance at 190.20 level. we came down to the low on the 11th of 186, the figure. We rallied up to 188, 189.40-ish. Can't get through this 190. Right now, it really needs to hold. Let's see what's the lowest been, 187.46. It really needs to hold 187.90, 187.90 in order to gain up enough strength to try to get through this 190.28. It's all going to depend on dollar yen, but I think this is really going to be in a tight range. I think that basically going to be trading, 189.90, 190 the figure, 190.10 down into like the 186.70 level, like that. If it breaks the figure, 188 the figure, we're drifting back down to this low bars close. So like that's a little bit too far, I think. It might not be. It's here. 186 the figure. All right. So let's get on over to good old euro yen. Actually, before that, if you were long from the 187 level this week, actually, where we said to get long at, really, we told you to get long right around 184.70. All right. If you were long that, congrats. You're sitting on some good money, but, be careful, because I'm watching for, the only way that really breaks out is above 190.20. And the 188 level today is, a place to be cautious, because liquidity is drying up ahead of the Easter weekend. All right, so now euro yen. Right now on the daily charts, euro yen, it looks a little heavy. Euro yen, we can't get through that 163 level right now. We had this level right here, 163. It's been tough. The 164 above it has been obviously quite difficult. Right now, euro yen itself needs to hold. Let's see, where did we go? We went to, so far, the high, 163.27. I'm going to go like right here. It's got to hold 160.70 in order to show some strength on a day. Continue showing upward strength. Let's go 160.67 right there. Breaks that, we're probably going down to this lower support line, really right here, 159, say 50. All right, so right now these markets are reactive. They're not predictive, which means your edge is in preparation, not prediction. So before you open a trade today, ask yourself, what's the market pricing in? If you're following a momentum or you're fading a move that's already priced in. So dollar yen, really right now, if we look at it, we're going back to the good old dollar yen chart here. We're really looking to fade moves up around like the 143.20 level. And we're looking for the breakdown of 141.71 right now to take us down to that 141.33 level. All right, so here's something that's been flying under the radar. All right, and I want to point this out. Global liquidity is surging. China, Europe, and U.S. Are priming. They're back to printing money, like there's no tomorrow. So we're talking trillions in stimulus flooding the system again. So that's that could be the fuel behind the next wave in asset prices. All right. So people are going to seek alpha in currencies. Who's holding the largest or highest interest rate differential? But stocks could surge off of that. Commodities are going to surge for inflation. That's gold. And we're also talking about crypto. So if this liquidity cycle continues, and all signs point to, of course, yes, because they just, Trump is asking for rate cuts. We could see a major melt up over the next several months. So here's the kicker. There's chatter right now about a U.S.-China trade deal. If that actually happens, that could turbo boost the global economy, lower tariffs, better flows, more confidence. You got to be, paying attention to the macro drop back, and if you're not, you're missing, the why behind the moves. Bottom lines are markets aren't just driven by the headlines, okay? They're driven by prices, which I firmly believe. I believe that price makes the headlines. And when liquidity is expanding, you got to pay attention to that. So risk assets rise, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that other stuff, although they've been lagging a little bit right now. So you got to watch, for the big picture as well as everything else. So if you found this helpful, please make sure you like and subscribe. Drop a comment with your favorite pair right now. Smash the like button, subscribe, share the video far and wide with any other trader you think needs some clarity in the chaos. And remember, always, always, I'll see you in the next video. And enjoy the party, but dance near the door. And really what you need to remember is the market doesn't care what you want, but it will reward what you understand. See you in the next video. Cheers.